And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And when we last left off, we had some more story cars to work on here. So let's get to it. They're not going to fix themselves. Got the Salem Spectre SR V8 Dock Supercharged. Hey, I'm stopping by with an unconventional job. I found this car on an auction. It's new, and at first glance, you can wonder what could be wrong with a vehicle like this. The problem is that it was a donor car. New, just bought, without an engine. Thanks to this, I could purchase it for a fraction of the price of a new one, without an engine. I tried to get a complete drive unit somewhere, but it seemed that this specific model is highly desirable, and that's how I found myself at your door. Please rebuild the heart of my new acquisition. I know it is tedious work, but in this case, it is profitable. Thank you, and see you soon. Repair, replace body parts, change oil, spray, factory color, other tasks. So this is probably one of the larger jobs in the game, because it's not just missing body parts, it looks like. It needs to be repainted. The entire engine is missing. Meaning we're going to have to rebuild that engine legitimately from the ground up. How the coolant is staying in there, I'm not quite sure. But the rest of the car looks fine. But we can't, we really don't know, do we? Okay, so. It's like somebody freaking just ripped it out. Alright. The hood and the headlights. Oh, no. So let's put that on. I would just rather get the body done. Okay, where to begin? Well, clearly it's an engine block V8, so we know we're going to need that. Probably that. Probably just 3 of those. And then the flywheel. Not quite sure what we're going to need of this, so we may wait on that. So, as we add stuff. Might just want to take the engine out of here, but we'll worry about that in a minute. I do want to take the engine out. And we'll just do it off on the side. Because yes, this would be tedious work. Nothing in it, pretty much. We got enough to kind of get an engine started here. This is pretty much a full engine restore as far as I'm concerned. So I'll need one of those. So like that. No, I thought I bought 4 of those. Guess not. Okay. Because we know the supercharger is gonna need a thing probably running from it. Get it on right away. You can see it's all slowly coming together. Start up here. I should finish that side and this side, so all that'll be left is the timing. Outside of that throttle. I have a big serpentine belt to go with that. Alright. We're not done yet. I know it seems like it, but we still have the bottom of this bad boy to do. Oops. I could be wrong with the crankshaft bearing caps, but we shall see. We shall see. We're slowly getting there, guys. All that I know for sure we have to buy is the, what's it called? The fuel pan? The oil pan. Fuel pan. Panning for fuel. Ah, tasty. Should be a rather complete engine. Okay, the only thing that's not on it is the gearbox and the drive shaft. So let's put oil in this because it should be ready for oil. And a starter. You're just gonna need a starter. I don't know why I'm doing that. Should be this. Find out. Okay. course, we did that. Gotta do that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, there goes $1,000, but that's okay. That was my fault. There we go. And then the headlamps. There we go. 61,000, round up 500 bucks. Nice. I should say 61,000. Get it out of my shop, because that's another one done in another car that we have to work on with plenty of time to do it, guys. Did I buy 2 of those on accident? I must have. Alright, look at that. And that to our stock. And let's take a look at this old truck. The Salem 1500 XL V8 2 Carbo HV. Hi, I heard that you're a decent professional. I found this car at my great-grandpa's in an old tool shed, buried under old things and other trash. No idea how long it stood there. I know it's from old photos from my grandparents. Well, this beautiful Salem 1500 needs some love and attention from somebody experienced. From what I remember, it wasn't really spared by the previous user. In spite of it all, I think that it's not the worst base for rebuilding this classic piece. Seems a shame to waste such a car. Apparently it is rather a rare configuration. Please do what you can to make it look like new. If all goes well, maybe I'll manage to sell it to a museum. We'll see. Let me know when you're done. Repair, replace body parts, change oil, spray factory color, other tests. So this is probably a full restoration. Yeah, this is kind of like what we would see at the junkyards. Let's car wash it down first, because clearly that's rough. I can't tell what's broken and what's dirty. Well, it's a bucket of bolts, that's for sure. Okay. Let's see what they specifically need. Okay. We'll do a little extra to this just to kind of get in practice of full restoration, though I kind of know how to do it. Well, I do kind of know how to do it. I do know how to do it. We're going to do a little bit more. I'm not going to replace the interior, but I am going to clean the rust off of everything, so that way we can easily tell what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done. Okay. I wonder... We were able to repair a lot of that. Let's put it back on the car. Not that any of this was necessary, by the way. It seemed like a nice thing to do. It also helps us gauge a bit of what else needs to be done. Oh, that was not fixable. Alright. We're also, I think, going to need... Oh, not that. What the hell? Jeez, I'm zoning out for a second. Alright. Probably have to get a new one of those. Just if I want it to look nice. Remember, too, we're not going to get paid for replacing some of this, so... If you were expecting that, you thought wrong. My mentality behind it, though, is like, why not? If it looks visibly bad, and you're trying to restore a car to its former glory, why not just do the rest of the windows here? This is ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. For a car that's almost 100% restored, why not just go that extra mile? If I was a real shop person, I would offer that. I don't know if I would pay for the part, but I'd offer to install it. Now, look, dude, this thing is so freaking far along. You should replace the glass on this. This is how much the parts cost. I won't charge you to install it. I'm already putting in the back windshield. May as well put in the rest. Alright. Oh. Oh no. Just, oh no. Again, you can't really even test this. It's so shitty. There's no way these are usable. This is pretty much another full restoration job as far as I'm concerned. We'll need to drain all the fluids. Because we gotta even check the fluid receptacles, to be fair. Because, yeah, this is just... It's a near nightmare. Okay, what is the repair quota, though? 41, I don't know about some of this. 42, that's fine. 42. What was the threshold? 41, so all of the receptacles are fine. So we're gonna do some checking of this just by hand here. $34, so that's got to be replaced. This is from what we know is freaking missing from the car. I would just say we should just disassemble the whole damn thing. I should also double check if they want it souped up or anything too. I don't think that's the case with something you're quote unquote restoring. Again, that's bad. You know we can't keep any of these. Even if we could, I would just swap it out anyway. That's actually good. I don't care if any of these are good. They're getting replaced. Should also check to see if there's even a car battery. I totally didn't do that because that might be something we have to repair. We might put on the charger, which will repair it. But I don't see about there is a battery. Okay. We'll be getting to that. I'm gonna charge it anyway. Remember, the repair rate is 41, so we got to replace all the fuses. Okay. This is a mounted offense here. This is a big project. Though mainly once we get the engine done, the rest of it shouldn't be too crazy. I mean, some of this looks worn, but this does not look like it's that bad. Whereas these look like they're really bad on the sides here. This oil pan looks awful. Yeah. The rod crankshaft bearing caps look okay, but let's take one off just to check. No. 38's not going to fly, guys, so we got to take them. We'll take them all off and check them. So 2 out of 3 were bad. 2 out of 3 were bad. So we're replacing them all. Again, like I said, I know it's overkill in certain elements, but it's just easier to replace them all while we're down there. And yeah, if the customer won't pay for it, we will. Not that they would know. I guess you could argue that a good repair place will show you the broken parts. But that's when I say you find one off another car. It'd just be like, dude, look. I don't know, that's misleading. But you charged me another $7 for the part. Look, bitch, I had to take the fucking thing off anyway. For $7, you got a new part put back on. Or whatever. I don't know how much these caps would actually be worth, value-wise, but I would argue, I'm sure that it's worth it to have it done. Okay, this doesn't look rusted enough. We will find out. That's 41. That's still technically good. 35. This is going to be cutting it close. 40. Nope. 41. Again, even if we lose money on this, it's a storyline car. I'm okay with losing money on a storyline car. That can't be good. We're probably going to try to pop the engine out too, just to see what the condition really is. Let's see. All the pistons and piston rings are bad so far. That one's... Yeah, but we're replacing them all. Okay. And really, if we take the engine out, we could rebuild the engine elsewhere. Which will make this a lot easier to deal with. Ooh, the engine block is broken. Oh no. And again, I'm not even sure if it's really broken, or just that the way that it's designed, the way the game set this up is that it looks like it's broken when it's technically acceptable, but we don't really know, because we don't know the threshold, other than that if you're going to repair something, it has to be repaired with a part of 31 or what is it, 31 or 41 or higher. And so because we don't know, we have to just kind of replace everything as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, we'll lose money doing this in the grand scheme of things, but money is really right now for us not a big deal. I know that sounds weird to have to say that. It's like, but it really isn't. We're not hurting for money. We're not hurting for really much of anything because of all the work we've done. So if it means losing money just to get this car fixed in relatively quick fashion, I don't see the problem. Okay, that's all going to be in the electrical. A lot of electrical in this one. We still got a lot of stuff unaccounted for. do it here. Before we even start that, let's do the fuse box. You can test the other electrical too once this is all back on, but screw all that in. I buy more of those than I needed. I might have. Going so fast. I think I bought 6 instead of 3, but that's fine. Before we go too far, let's check the flywheel. Oh, shoot. Never mind. We'll just wait. I'm already at it. Whoops. Really quick, because I know this is a lot of the electrical stuff. But I believe the clips will be in the regular area. Nice. We know the other side didn't even have one, so... I do want to say this side was the furthest done, too, so that'll be good that we're repairing this side first, I would say. Like I said, the little things that we are using the old stuff of is rather easy to get to, so I'm not too worried. Like, with this exhaust manifold, it's like, it's in a place that's optimal, so it's not a big deal. This side was missing everything that was on it, so... We also have another piece too that we need to add here, which is the ignition distributor or whatever. The ignition distribution coil. Oops. Gotta buy him though, numbnuts. My throat's bothering me a little bit. Okay. I'm a nice guy like that. And I want to refill a lot of this because we need to run some diagnostics just to make sure. We won't probably get a lot of XP for it, but a lot of it's going to be things like electrical. Before we start digging into the underbelly and really working on the rest of the car. I will say a lot of those 41 parts and less, we probably could have repaired. Except for like the rubber pieces and things like that, but I'm not going to go through all that for this car when we can just buy it. Be done with it. Okay, we're not out of the woods yet. We've got an exhaust pipe to attach, and we need to deal with the gearbox. If I haven't dealt with it already. Yeah, we've dealt with it. That's bad enough. Let's run some tests. We know the fuel tank is bad, so that narrows that down pretty easily. Ooh. We might leave the tires alone. Let's see. We'll look it up and see if we need to repair that. Because tires take a while in this game. Most of the electrical should be pristine. Yeah. You can see we're not getting any XP for this, and that was expected, pretty much. Because we took the car apart, of course we know it works. I just want, I was just covering all my bases. Let me see here. That's got to be the underbelly. And we're not going to do that till we're done. Okay. So I didn't see the tires in there, so we'll leave the tires alone. It's everything else we don't know about. Because clearly that shock is freaking terrible. We'll need a set of them. Now, it's not all bad, though. Actually, what we could even do is this. We know the fuel tank and the fuel filter is bad, but what we can do is, we don't do this often because we usually don't need to, but in this particular case, this is a good trial for the test path. Because this should help us establish what's actually wrong with the car. Why can't it be started? It just started a second ago. Oh, shit. That's full. Fuel filter. They're gonna give me that bullshit. Okay. That's gotta be it. Can't think of anywhere else that it would have that issue. So let's do the tank and the filter. And actually, since we know those are bad, we will replace those now. At least have them made. I wonder if they would even show up. let's put them on right now. Like I said, it's just to see. I can clearly see that knuckle is bad. They also tell us a lot about bushings too, and I can see if maybe these bushings up there are pretty bad. You'd think a test would give us a much stronger idea. I don't see the shock absorbers. Oh no, you know what I did? Now it should fucking start. So lots of bushings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 big bushings, and then 2, 3 small bushings, and the rear shock absorber. So a lot of it is the bushings, strangely enough. Like 10 bushings, rubber bushings, and like 3 small bushings. So it's going to be stuff that's broken in the front and the back of the car. So, So if we think about it, if we just replace all the bushings to make it easy, 2, 4, 6, 12 big ones in the front. And let's say 4 for the rest of the car. Just because I don't want to dick around too much with trying to figure out what's broken and what's not. And that's going to be definitely a thing. That tie rod looks horrible. Thus it was. See, some of this stuff doesn't show up in the test, so we got to take this all apart anyway. That hubcap looks bad. So does that bearing. The knuckles really looks bad. You can tell just looking at it. We'll repair these one side at a time. This should be okay. By the measurement that they're using. I would think the sway bar is fine. It didn't show up in the test, so I'm going to assume it's okay. This should be okay. Cutting it close. Yeah, the bushing is bad. I believe we got the knuckle, yeah. Bad bushing there. Bad bushing there. Again, against my better judgment, I'm going to assume that the sway bar is fine. We'll use brand new bushings on every area we can, just to remove any question about what it needs to be done to the car. Keeps this rebuild. It keeps the fixing insanely simple. I don't know about the cross member, so that might be something worth looking at if we run into a stalemate of what needs to be fixed. Like, everything else looks fine except that. No, we finished fixing the car, but for some reason it's not complete. We'll then check the whole cross member, because that can be taken out without having to remove the tire. We do know most of these were bushings. Which bushings are not usually a big deal. The only issue is that if it's only bushings that are broken, it's hard to tell just eyeballing it. So like I said earlier, like that's why we're doing it the way we're doing it here. I want to just replace all the bushings just so that way I don't have to think about it later. That's fine, that's fine. This may not be okay. It is. That's technically fine. I think the knuckle's bad though, yeah. That looks bad. Yeah, it was. And see, those bushings are clearly jacked up. And these ones might be as well. Yeah. I already did the yard. I didn't get rid of the old things, that's what it was. Yeah, that was fine. And clearly the back has some issues. Those are the small bushings. I know those gotta be replaced. I think we grabbed 4 small bushings for the spring leaf. We just need to check brakes. I don't know if this is okay or not. Let's pull it out. Yeah, it's fine. I don't want to take the tire and put it back on yet until I know for sure we're done back here. So this has got to come off. I think these are going to be bad. The base piece looks okay. Yeah, that's bad. We know that's bad. It looked like they're bad on the other side too, the exact same thing. So we're going to just double down on that when we go to buy. So 2 of those, 4 of those. It looks okay. This side looks a little worse for wear than the other, though, but should be alright. course. It looks exactly mirrored what's wrong. Alright, we got some checks to do here. And look at that. All done. I know we spent a little extra money to replace some other stuff, but I have to say probably at the end of the day it was the right decision. Just to speed things along here so we're not like banging our head against a wall to get this done. So, nice. I know our time is a little over. We're almost done with this, though. Pretty sure we bought one. Alright, and there we go. Another one done. Wow. We have come quite a long way with the kinds of cars they're having us repair. Quite impressed with ourselves. With myself. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they're getting a little more intricate and a lot less descript of what needs to be done, and then it seems like the condition of the cars are being even, on top of that, even more varied. You know, so clearly there's a lot of extra crap that's going on with a lot of it. So, yeah, the fact that we've gotten this far, relatively unscathed by the difficulty curve, is pretty good. We've clearly got to repair some cars. We either finish the storyline, or there's a few more cars we gotta level up some more, rather. And next level should give us enough to grab one upgrade, unfortunately. But, yeah. We'll have to grab some more cars, do some more repairs, you know, really just start breaking down what needs to be done and keep at it. Because, like I said, we're getting to a point now, we're almost at $400,000. With that, that's more than enough to start what most people really want to get out of a game like this. Which straight up, if you guys haven't figured that out, it's literally straight up. It's going to be straight up making money off of not making money, but restoring cars and creating a collection of cars. That is truly the next step of what's coming up. We're just not, I figure we finish the story before, doing a lot of the big exploration and stuff like that. So yeah, so there's still and then doing test driving and all that kind of stuff. So there's still a lot more to do, guys. And we'll be doing that relatively soon. So I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Studios for more live gaming action. And when we come back, we're either going to have more story cars, which we should probably will. And if for some reason we don't, after leveling, I might level once or twice. But after leveling, probably once, and we'll see how it goes. But if we still don't have a storyline after we level, that means we might be done with the storyline. And that we need to start working on building and restoring and going and doing exploration to the junkyards and stuff. So Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll see you guys next time.